appear on the map, get ganked, get shut down, and it's refreshing for EDG to see them play towards their top side as a strong side, but they also have to remember that they need to defend themselves.
And to play the Sona Tahm Kench, which we rarely see here in the LPL. Even the duo of Turek is a rarity. Welcome to Summoner's Rift for game number 3. EDG trying a new comp, trying to explode LGD to end their losing streak.
EDG do not spot this one out, and LGD are going for the exact same strategy that EDG just pulled on them.
But the thing is, they're going for the invade as well. Will they split apart? Seems like yes, Pixel Brush Ward dropped on down, and this for LGD is going to be a start to be remembered. No one near them. And I've forgotten it already, actually. Lars just going to be the only one separated apart, and they're just hunting for each other. Where the hell are they, they're asking? They here? Look at this. Party of 4.
They're not sure if EDG has invaded themselves, so they need to be really careful on this spot. Lai should have spotted people out.
They spot Lies out, and it's going to be the vice versa here. So blue side start. Lies in a difficult position now. Going to have to take the long way to the top lane, but Blast Cone along the way and into the blue buff. But to contest this, that's going to be a no-go. So Jiejie on the blue side start. It's going to be red here for Eimy, who has cleared that out very quickly with a bot leash.
Yep, and it is going to be vertical jungle to start this one out. Now, if I want to see how the lane situation works out for the top lane, it's a melee versus melee matchup, so it does mean that Hecarim can be zoned quite easily away from the wave.
Yep. Wow. This is why you don't detach PYL. Sometimes you want to get your bop and block, but sometimes it's just not worth it. There's another trade as he gets to shield himself. So PYL at about half health already. It's not going to matter, though, as he reattaches to Kramer. And you're talking about this matchup, which almost exploded against Lies.
Doesn't work well when there's an extra level lead. However, the good thing for Hecarim is, if you notice, the wave is pushing into him, so he's still going to be able to CS fine. And if you're going to dive this Hecarim, you need to be very careful because he can get a heal off of that Ignite as well. Oh, wow.
God! Ignite dropped down onto Jinoo. Summoner down for the Hecarim top, but you talked about Spirit of Dread giving him healing. You can't heal if you're dead.
This is not very well played from Lies. This is actually... I don't understand the reasoning for him being that far up into lane. I feel like he could just wait on the minion wave and pick up that CS without losing that much HP. He's going to get forced out.
I will say, though, you're talking about Eimy shadowing these lanes. This is a good shadow to keep Lies safe after TPing back to lane. And Jinoo was proxying the wave, but gets out of there in time.
That does have to give up a little bit of pressure on the bot side, but the bot lane is doing fine.
Yep. Is now Kramer starts getting the shove into the Sona Tahm Kench. And as Meiko picks up the CS, iBoy going to have to use a pot to get back to normality here in this lane. Shove going towards them, Eimy towards the bottom side, and Jiejie going in back to his red. So the vertical jungling getting to a point where now we have to question where the junglers go next.
It does seem like LGD are going to continue to have to lead here. Meiko, wow.
It's just like, you know what? I don't need to pop the grey health. I'll just heal it up. And thank you kindly. Eimy down there. Meiko's coming back in. Eimy has flash. He wants to do what Jiejie tried to do in game 2, but he's not going to. Oh, yep. Who's pausing? Why? Amy's like, I flashed. I tried to go in. Kramer grins and says, yeah, sure, mate. Sure you did. So bottom lane starting to win out as we go into this pause. We're going to find out exactly what happened as soon as possible. And it gives us a chance to kind of break down this early pathing because it seems very important considering that Lies got shoved out early, had to burn the teleport to get back into lane, and Jiejie goes from a top side clear to going and transitioning to that bot side deep gank.
So a couple key things that happened right there was that mid lane for LGD actually took priority. You saw Kramer being the one able to able to move into the blue side jungle alongside his own jungler, the Xin Zhao, and someone has
toilet break.
Okay.
No. I actually think we've got to. Someone was busting.
I'm not sure if you can. I think for emergencies you can go. But
emergencies, as in like what? It's seeping out. Like it's.
I wouldn't go so far, but I have heard that in dire situations, because these games can be quite long, You know, you're standing up there with the
but that's
commercials
literally
like
why, like, between games, Clement, people, you know, go and use the bathroom, like adults.
True.
So, curiosity here. I want to find out who was missing. Was it from LGD? It looked like it.
It was from LGD. Kramer's still in his seat.
Okay.
Yuuki's still there.
All right.
So it's either PYL or Lies.
I'm gonna find
Eimy.
out. I'm asking my producer, finding out. I'm like, who's gone? Camera doesn't want to go to it because you know what, the Chinese side, camera probably panned over and like, wait, get away, get away. We're not meant to show this. So
fight me if you dare. That's what it says.
But okay. Okay, so I've just found out. It's Eimy who had to go to the bathroom, so the game's actually paused because he's gone to the bathroom. So it did, obviously then he just ran out and said, no, I've got to go. And then it paused. It was the other way around. So we're going to wait for Eimy to come back from the bathroom and then see where we go with this, Clement. Because, I mean, to be fair...
this happened in the LCK as well.
They drink a lot of water.
Yeah. You need all that warhorse pumping through your veins. You need that caffeine. And caffeine actually moves your bladder and makes you want to go.
Does it?
Yeah,
because we've had 2 coffees and I've needed to go to the bathroom for hours now.
I have a lot of experience with caffeine. If you're
really?
like an Asian student,
you're a pro. Yeah.
and you go through your major tests, like my test for university and all that, the standardized testing.
How many coffees did you reckon you averaged a day?
Oh, dude, it was like 3 cups.
Is that
just
it?
to get through?
See, I used to work at a restaurant. Man, I used to have 5 cups of coffee a day, hey. That and a bit of, you know, the not sponsored... Oh, God. The not sponsored Warhorse. You know what I'm talking about? Other energy drink. There we go. The not sponsored Warhorse.
How do you lose your job? By hysterics.
At least they put their name in it. You know? Hang on, I think...
I want to know what the referees actually told EDG. He's just like, oh, why is there a pause?
Just, I had to go to the bathroom. I think we saw Eimy sitting back down, so they're going to get into it. I was actually just going to Google...
You can see Scout laughing it out. He's like, wait a minute, it's going to be my turn next.
Be there, yeah. Okay, so if you have just joined us, pause because Eimy had to go to the bathroom. It must have been an emergency. You know, sometimes you've been holding it in for 4 or 5 hours. You got to go. Have you seen that episode of The Simpsons where, you know, Grandpa Simpson, also known as Abe, he holds it in for like 4 or 5 hours or something, and
his bladder blows?
His bladder blows, yeah.
Wow. I've seen Jurassic Park. You got to go, even if there's a T-Rex waiting to chase you down.
Yep. Sure.
Oh, here he's back.
Hello. All right. It was an emergency. Had to go. To be fair, like, a lot of hot pot in this country as well. And you know, I've been under the...
You compare it to other professional sports, it's like we don't have that many in-between breaks. Like, it goes on for the full session.
Yeah, that's true. And the break in the back end is always interesting as we get back in the game. Hello. Welcome back. And iBoy's like, I'll teleport in just for you. So, welcome back to League of Legends. Welcome back to Summoner's Rift.
Key things to note right here is that EDG do have a teleport lead in towards the top side. So what I wanted to see them do is actually drop a deep ward down in the bot lane, so they can cut the push from Kramer and PYL. And right there, you can see iBoy going forward and putting that ward down already.
Yeah.
This is very dangerous for LGD. They need to be aware of this.
As the teleport comes through, Kramer already so far shoved in this lane. PYL going back and getting the Frostfang as well. So at least there's a response if it comes through. Pings now as the Time Kench making his way down. But in the top side, Jinoo now getting traded back by Lies. So with the health rejuve bead with Biscuits, Lies able to get the better shove. But it's going to mean he backs away and Jinoo going to do the same.
You don't really want to go into those sustained trades with the against the Conqueror as the Comet player. The short bursts are fine enough, but Lies was able to find some good damage there. And the teleport is actually just used to get back towards lane.
Yep.
So the situation diffused in the bot side. Not going to get the ward to work for them.
When Scout has Ignite, so it's not going to be a teleport from the mid lane while Kramer and PYL keep pushing into this lane themselves. I wanted to point out that for Yuuki, first item, Blasting Wand here. So whether we see a more aggressive Karma build in the mid lane, I'm sure we'll find out shortly, because Jiejie heading to the top side himself now, and Jinoo driving some attention, almost level 6.
You always want to find that kill onto Hecarim before he ticks over.
Big wave here as well for Jiejie to play with.
Doesn't typically run flash on the top side for the Heck. And going for the Ignite, so quite prone to these ganks.
Scout moving here as well. Now, ping's going down. Karma still waiting for that lane to shove in, but Deep Vision now controlled by EDG. Jiejie, level 4. Eimy going to hit this Krug and hit level 5 off this as well. So in a good position to get the responsible gank in the mid lane on Scout.
What I want to see out of this is, I think a lot of times teams don't go for the Herald soon enough in situations like this.
Yeah.
It is risky, but if you're going a vertical jungle and the lanes are this quiet, then I think it's quite feasible for EDG to actually just rush the Herald and try to get that top lane freed up
Also,
when it does come up.
Remember at that 10-minute mark here in the LPL, we've constantly rotating bottom lanes. This bottom lane not in position right now, and EDG and iBoy get dove on by Eimy. Going to get the slowdown. He flashes onto the Sona. Meiko, great devour here. Spits it back out as Yuuki going to be challenged, or rather do the challenging, but iBoy out of range. Yuuki making the big roam here while EDG get out alive.
Good move on EDG's part to dodge out on all of this pressure, and I like the way that they're actually responding back to it, just taking resources from the top side. They know that you're not going to get the tower in this wave, so they're happy to just back off with their lives, come back again, no flashes burned.
Still a blue buff there from Scout and Jiejie. And mid lane turret plating, because you're going to need to respond to the goal that Kramer and PYL are getting. So Scout picks up one mid, Kramer and PYL, though bottom side, they get 3.
True, but overall I really like how calm EDG is handling this situation. They're not...
Oh, wow.
Get
Nice
the
tongue
slow.
knife from Meiko. Eimy's going to get the Yuumi attached to him. And Scout ready to flash as well. To the skies, he says, as Eimy not going to be helped by PYL, who can't dash to anyone in response. Look at Kramer on the side. Has to watch as first and second blood go to EDG.
Wow, great flash over the wall from Meiko. Now the tongue lash is on a longer cooldown, but on a much higher slow. If you land those, it's so easy to just chase down on the kills. Great shot blast coming in from Scout, forces out the heal, and they still have enough raw power to just chase all of that down.
This is a long-winded play, though, so it's good to see that EDG, like you said, are playing it calm.
Yeah, very well done on their part. Just the entire collapse coming in, and also you see Sona already taking a point into the extra move speed, probably throwing LGD just a little bit off of their calculations. Normally you don't see that being selected so early from the Sona. A lot of Sonas don't even put points into the Song of Celerity until much later.
Yeah. Can't believe you know the Sona song names. Very impressed, Clemenchu.
Yeah, Area of Perseverance. Okay, I'm actually not familiar with that. QWE works.
I'm sorry, I should have left it at that.
I walked into that.
So you're right, look, there's a bit of extra movement speed as Slice just sprints across the screen. He needs this lettuce right now. He's getting pushed out in lane. Jinoo starting to win over with this Comet Silas. It's getting dangerous for the Hecarim in the top side, especially with Jiejie constantly hovering over the Silas in the top lane, and Eimy constantly looking towards the bottom lane as his response. But with that last gank coming through, harder and harder to kill the Sona and the Tahm Kench.
And this is an item breakpoint where Scout should have the advantage in moving out in the mid lane. You see the Ghost Blade already done, and that's a lot of out-of-combat movement speed you get from the item. So he can leave lane if he's willing to give up a wave. It's perfectly feasible for him to reach the bot lane and just join into these 3v2 fights. So the situation is a little bit more complicated for LGD this time around. I feel like they should be happy with just continuously getting chip damage and just setting up the vision over there, but not necessarily hard pressing for tower dives or actually looking for kills.
Remember, if we're talking about the mid lane here, just for Yuuki, matching the wave clear is getting easier and easier for the Karma, because it will be a Luden's Echo Karma. The RQ instantly clears the backline minions at this point, and even the front line should be pretty quick there too. So watch out for Yuuki. Matching some of those roams has the teleport advantage over Scout, who has no summoners at the moment. Blown in the last engage, but Youmuu's Ghostblade to ease that versatility as Meiko gets slowed down by his own doing. The final chapter onto the Tahm Kench to the bottom lane, and Kramer doing no damage to this support. Ultimate down for PYL.
Very calm play, and like I was talking about, EG are going to go and just trade for the Herald.
Yep.
Smart play from them. Like, I don't think teams do this enough. A lot of times you see LPL teams who are very used to playing around their bot side just panic and say, you know what, we need to get this.
But iBoy and Meiko want to come back in. Now iBoy still super squishy as Meiko at a quarter health, but the crescendo comes on down. Turret way too late. Eimy going to get hit hard as well as it heals there. The prowling projectile gets more damage onto the Sono, and with Summoner's burnt, first turret blood goes over to LGD.
That was risky, but very well calculated. They burned the teleport, and nobody dies for it.
Yeah. Rift Herald goes down on the top side as well. So while it is risky, while it is a good play from EDG's bottom lane, they're going to be up in gold even more so after getting this turret plating here.
Yeah, and it's quite rare to see them this far ahead before Sona has actually finished her tribute.
And a teleport from the bottom lane from Kramer and PYL, so that'll stop the Rift Herald push. Means the turret doesn't go down top side, but they still get plenty of plating, and they look for Kramer and PYL on the brush.
Good awareness coming in from Kramer. That's a great ultimate to steal on Silas's part. And now we go into the ARAM phase of the game. I do expect Jinoo to be the one picking up that pushing wave into the bot side.
Yeah.
It's probably less needed now than compared to to Scout. And he's also the one holding the teleport. But staying here suggests that they probably want to look for a play.
Has the Onslaught of Shadows is available here for the Silas, so there is a skirmish potential, even in the 1v2. If Jinoo didn't take that trade, I'd be confident. Final chapter going to come out as well, and he used the ulti to escape, as long with a abscond duck. So Kramer and PYL now open up the map and the potential of getting this top lane turret.
That seemed a little bit weird to me.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Greedy back there from Jinoo. That's not what you want to see out of the top laner of EDG.
Yeah, I think the way EDG wanted to choreograph that play, wait a minute, fight's still going on.
Yeah, not at this point though. iBoy and Meiko still don't have the damage. It's lost chapter versus Essence Reaver. So iBoy and Meiko just going to wait for the wave to crash in.
The way they should have envisioned that was just mid lane getting priority, and then they could Abyssal Voyage towards the top side to use the Onslaught of Shadows like you were mentioning, try get a kill onto PYL and Kramer. However, Jinoo just flunks the trade pretty much.
And it gave the kill over to the Xayah, so already had that first item. Good teamwork there from PYL and Kramer, and an easy take in the end enables the pickaxe on this second back. Enables this Xayah to, who was already in a farm lead, to climb even further ahead. So when the game has been about Kramer, when it's been about Yuuki, both these lanes in very good positions.
I really want to see EDG play more towards their poking composition, and this is about the strongest position you'll find Scout in ever. Also Infernal Drake coming out, so...
I wanted to see Jiejie being more active though, Clement, so while the Dragon has now spawned Infernal, Scout finally getting the poke through. Zumi's going to heal up PYL, but Kramer at half. The RQ here from Yuuki doesn't do too much justice, but they do poke out Jiejie, and EDG starting to move to position to contest, and they have the vision control right now.
This is the lethality power spike from Scout, and you want to use it to the best of your ability.
Final chapter coming through on top of Eimy, though, for EDG. The crescendo comes through, and eventually the Yuumi just backs away. Kramer getting ton-latched to death as Lies now has Onslaught of Shadows, but does he want to go in?
Final chapter way too early from LGD, and they also don't clear the control ward on the top side of that river, so easy pickings for EDG. They're going to walk away with the Infernal for sure.
Shock Blast dodged away from the Infernal was started, but it's going to be continued here by Jiejie while vision cleared out. So you're right, it's given over. EDG pick up a very detrimental Drake that LGD now have to worry about, because Scout on the hunt starting to really hit hard.
I like the way EDG are dragging LGD across the map at this point. They know they have their power spikes, move straight for Infernal Drake. Don't always have to contest on the top side where Xayah and Kramer are picking. And they just call everyone towards that point on the map to lock it down. So EDG doing very good priority. They know when to group. They know which objectives are better for their cause.
Is red buff one of them? Yes.
It is for Scout.
It is for Scout. He's got another Serrated Dirk, so further to your point, we're almost at a 2-item Jace at 15 minutes in the game. Scout going to move up here, clear the wave, where Kramer and PYL have just situated themselves for now, and that's what's going to keep happening. But with Yuumi, it's okay. You got yourself an Athene's Unholy Grail. So a lot of healing now for the support. And the fact is that LGD, still their shielding's up there now. They're at some good windows. Well, for EDG, picking their smart objectives, still 2k gold ahead. You're looking at LGD and going, all right, well, we see that you've also played this game out to a very, very good regard.
Are you ready for the ARAM? It's about to begin.
Because if both teams are this stable at a point, you're like, well, something's got to give, right?
Yep.
And it's the ARAM that feels like it should cap it off.
It's been farming very well. You can see iBoy already starting to pick up CS. Once you get that tribute, taking minions no longer shuts down your claim, Frostwing's claim. So this is the phase where you'll start to see Sona start to rapidly ramp up. And with the composition EDG have, it's very poke-oriented. Lee Sin's going to be there to just kick back to Hecarim. And Sylas can also just steal away the final chapter to prevent incoming engages. So LGD are going to find it very difficult to actually win out against this poke comp. I would say poke is exactly what they fear in this composition. It's hard to make use of Xayah's damage here. And their engage options are not that good, outside of the Hecarim, of course.
You were speaking of the ARAM though, Clement. As a side note, I do not think Dustblade passive should take down control wards in one hit. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. As PYL goes out by himself, and wish he didn't.
I think it's fair. I think you need to give
it's a control ward. Yeah, okay, whatever. Apart from damage, Clement, what do you think? Eimy, Ender Scout, the flash comes through from Jiejie to secure the kill. The kick still available. Sonic Wave, Resonating Strike, not going to use it now, but that is a kill over to Scout, and that is somewhere where Eimy shouldn't have been.
Damn, that's a lot of damage, and that was in full vision of Eimy. Like, Eimy knew that Scout was going to come in and walk into the fight. He just didn't think that he would die so fast.
Run. That's a 2-item Jace, who is nowhere near the mid lane where the engage continues here from Kramer and PYL. They lock down iBoy, they get the Prowling Projectile, they get the kill. They also bring in the Onslaught of Shadows. 1-for-1 trade across the map, but the difference is that LGD have mid-priority. They can start pushing this before Scout comes in.
A great CC chain. Last tick of the final chapter actually stuns iBoy.
PYL wants to block that, thinks he can survive, and he does in the end. They lock down Jinoo, who goes inside the belly of Meiko, who support Time Kench, squishier than the top side. He won't go down, but LGD still stands strong mid.
And they're going to take this tower down. There's 3 recalls being called by EDG right now. They don't have people to defend this.
Karma Shield to go on down, lies head first as Jiejie's in here as well. Sonic Wave with the teleport coming in. He wants to take it, but does he? No. EDG 4 versus 5 in the mid lane for now, with the Sylas going towards bot.
So they do defend in the end. Very good sequence of crowd control. iBoy could not even flash out of that fight. PYL's last tick did hit him, and they were able to take him down with Kramer's damage. So great return answer in the mid lane.
Still ARAM though, Clement.
It's definitely
how much longer? iBoy, leave! Crescendo Prowling Projectile. I said it, but Scout is going to try and recover the play. Kramer gets low, heals up in the end. Even Eimy gets healed up. This is the power of the double shield comp, but Scout is just doing too much damage. Jinoo comes in, still survives, sends up the Xayah ulti with the final chapter, gets the kill. Now running away from the bottom lane is easy, but Scout just comes in and one-shots the cat. This Jace is insane.
The hammer blow. That was insane from Scout. I actually felt Kramer was going to outplay that fight. He had such a good flash and a blade caller to lock down Jinoo. He was looking like he was going to get away with the retreat, but Scout comes down with the extra movement speed and just hammers him down.
I said 2-item Jace was big. This is on another level. Scout just picked up 3 kills. There's a Phage outright. He has the Ninja Tabi. He's close to the Black Cleaver, all right, but let me tell you something else. That is so scary for LGD.
I want to see that again. I just want to see how he actually managed the chase down. He was one of the first guys in.
And he didn't even have the Sona healing in that fight. iBoy died at the start of it.
Yeah, you can tell this is iBoy's first Sona game.
He's been picked out twice now in exactly the same way. The Prowling Projectile as Dragon's going to go down here for LGD. Lies gets his ult stolen on the backside, and Scout's just hitting here. Do not face EDG right now. Scout hits 3.
Do need to wait for a little bit more armor before you can take that. Not even Eimy is able to take these shot blasts to the face. And EDG are prepared. They're ready to set up prepared
I'd like
right
to
now.
translate this for everyone at home. That's the amount of percentage that Scout hits his shock blast. And the other part is the amount of damage it does in red. So we'll see it once more time, Clement, as you wished, from iBoy. Staying.
All right, all eyes on Scout. He lands the first Shock Blast combos, goes in 1v3, and Kramer is already down to sub 200 HP. It gets in Devour. I want to see how he actually manages to chase down. Should have another gate up shortly. Does find it, stays on his gate to finish out the target.
Though, because final chapter's coming through, and LGD have gone into the jungle. Look at Jiejie. Look at where the kick can go. He gets it onto 2. The onslaught of shadows from Scout. They come in for the flank, and now it's the Jace's time to shine. Yuuki gets popped to the wayside, and it was Jinoo, excuse me, who nailed that fight down. Kramer wants to get iBoy. He flashes away, can't get the blade caller, and EDG, when it matters, they get the ace.
5 for 1 for EDG. Free Baron. We didn't get to see the start of the fight, but it was very reminiscent of Game 2. Everyone in the same corner. Live seemed to have a great ultimate, but Jace wasn't in that.
Yeah.
Jace was untouched through that.
He just came in with the thundering blow once again to the skies for Scout. And Baron for EDG. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the EDG that plays it out cleaner, that plays it out more methodical, and an EDG that has taken control in this Game 3.
I just love it when EDG go for these picks. Go
Yes.
for stuff like the Jace, like the Lee Sin early game, and just say that we're going to play a fully aggressive team fight early game composition. Just to watch that going again. It's a full 5-man stack coming in from LGD. It seems kind of bad to start this one off, but Jinoo comes in. Oh, so it was actually his Onslaught of Shadows, getting a double fear onto the backline parries. Kramer has to go over the wall, chase down, everyone dies, and EDG with the better concave, with a far better advantage in items.
That accelerated shock blast is destroying everyone. Like, that is a Black Cleaver now picked up. Do you like Jace? No. Why not? Because of stuff like this. Now, Kramer had a shield on him. The bop and block is going to negate a lot of that. But right now, Jace on max CDR. There is no way you stop this man at this point in the game when EDG are controlling vision and LGD are struggling to walk forward.
Good dodge there.
I mean, he's very lucky. He pressed W at the start of that.
And LGD just don't have the engage where they can one-shot combo down Scout when necessary. Like, all of their abilities, like, if he gets hit by Onslaught of Shadow, he's not going to fall down immediately. Yep. Final chapter is going to take time. So Scout can play very brazen like he is right now.
Yeah, he's just chipping away at this turret. He jumps in onto Lies. Jiejie's here as well. And Lies thinking about what to do next as the Hecarim can't get into this fight. And EDG stack it up with the ARAM in the mid lane once again. Next wave coming in, and that one will surely break the inhibitor turret.
Not much that LGD can do right now. They're keeping the bot lane mini wave at least completely cleared out, so they only have to focus at one at a time.
Well, but Scout, okay, doing less than I expected, but he's hitting targets like Eimy, hitting himself in the brush. He's in a great flank position, and LGD trying to find a fight. Yep, that's about right.
Not advisable. They can stay here as long as there's still some mana on PYL, but that's not going to last that long.
Some what?
Some mana.
Oh, mana. Yeah. I thought you said Nana. I thought we were playing CSGO. We're looking down, you know, Nana or whatever. All right.
Like, this is actually fairly well defended from LGD, but they're just so far behind.
Oh, that's a crescendo missing. The final chapter does connect, though. Scout hits from the backline. Jinoo jumps on in. The blades reach out and the feathers ready to fly. Jinoo survives for now. Scout just keeps on hitting as the onslaught of shadows is from Lies onto Meiko. Doesn't hit the desired target. Yuuki now has to flash. Scout's out of mana, and that's the only reason. Hold the phone as they get knocked back anyway, and Jiejie not syncing up with the rest of EDG. The prowling projectile, the flash from Scout. Jinoo goes in once again, eaten up by Meiko. I said EDG don't have any mana here. They get healed up by iBoy. Jinoo re-engages, and that was just bloody stupid. EDG walk away. Meiko's left by himself and a prowling projectile to get the slow.
Dodges it.
Lies is going to come, though. You have zoomies. You have another prowling projectile. Finally, Meiko, when will you die? Now is the time. And LGD win a fight on the defense, deny the rest of Baron.
And this is the reason why I say LGD were defending this very well, because they have no side lane pressure anywhere. As long as they can wave clear in the mid lane itself, then they're actually safe from losing objectives. Now, what EDG did was they didn't go for what is
What did
standard.
I say? What did I say, Clement? It was rude, but what did I say? I said it was stupid.
It was stupid. It was real stupid. Like, that was...
I'm sorry. I love our LPL teams, but when Scout has no mana, when this happens after you get the turret, you get a pick.
I really don't understand this play whatsoever. Like, Jinoo goes in and nobody's here to follow. It looks like EDG are just playing with their food. They want to try and see how far they can push it.
Now we get out. Now we get out. Oh, even now. How about now? Nah.
They flash in, they trade Jiejie for nothing. And what did you expect would happen?
I just don't know. Who knows?
I have no words.
You know what? Let's move on. Hey, fresh slate, Clement. Shake my hand.
Yeah, this is just classic EDG. Like, what any other team, reasonable team, would do is just like, okay, we'll just go to the side lanes. We'll take 2 of these towers.
I like the engagement from Scout onto Yuuki. Burnt his flash. Key summoner here on the Karma who wants to keep on going forward if possible. But
and they had so many chances to actually back out.
But now for EDG, it's about fixing that up. Of course, they're in good flanking positions here. Jiejie and Scout. No ward coverage, so blind through the top lane. Wave going to crash on in. Baron coming up in a minute, so EDG have got their accounts in order. They're set up. It is, again, blind even during the river, or in the river, excuse me, for LGD. It's about getting through, getting those waves back to an even point so they can try and contest this Baron. With EDG in a 5k gold lead, it's only going to get worse if they secure the purple one.
Look at that item on Jiejie. I've rarely seen...
That's a serrated Dirk on a Lee Sin.
That's a Condi, I'm 6,000 gold ahead type of build from him. To be fair, he was very far ahead, but...
So what is it? A Dustblade of Drakthar Lee Sin? Most likely, right?
Yes, but I think the key thing here is look at Kramer's items. And really think to yourself, are those is a serrated Dirk what you want against a Kramer that already has 75%
Who at this point is the hope for LGD in this game?
And he's also getting that extra 80, bonus 80 from the Eimy as well.
Yep, and he's not getting hurt for these shields, so Kramer can walk up. LGD is a 5-man unit, walk through the mid lane. Wave clear going to come through eventually, but the turret will go down in the final chapter. Going to come through. Great crescendo there from iBoy. Scout looking to run in the onslaught of shadows, but Jinoo doesn't get the abscond of Duck. He does find an onslaught himself, and LGD get absolutely corrupted. Oh my god, they didn't know it was an over 18 game. And EDG collapse on them, and this could have been all she wrote running into game 3.
This is going to be over.
Lies, dodging away from the shock blast. EDG want the kill, but Horsey is fast. But EDG are going to be even faster at closing out this game. Inhibitor first, minion wave with them. And they're just walking away. It's Baron time instead.
What was that from LGD? That was perplexing. The tower was still up. I felt like the better play was you just force the tower and you make sure that Xin Zhao's standing on your right side. No one can actually flank you.
Yeah.
Instead, what happened was that PYL actually had to dislodge himself from Kramer, get the tower down, and well, actually, I think the tower actually killed PYL. If I didn't see the kill cam,
show me.
If I saw the kill cam correctly, there was a red kill cam where it said that PYL has been taken down. So yes, PYL is actually taking damage right here. Oh my god.
The turret. He died
yes,
from the turret.
Died from the turret. And Amy's already low health.
Remember, if you guys don't play Eimy, if you order or if you use Final Chapter, anything underneath turret, you are going to get targeted. But you don't realize it because you're like, oh, my 80 carries tanking. I'll just heal them. Then you see, oh crap, my health bar's going down. So dying to a turret in the fight. At least did start off the engagement. iBoy's crescendo was just a nice hit there from the 80 carry who's been the quietest out of EDG in Game 3.
They don't call PYL Lucifer for nothing. He is the god of death.
Whether he delivers it or takes it himself. So you have that. You have LGD, who were in a good position to start.
I want to see
forcing.
Kramer's face after that.
Yeah, probably wouldn't have been happy. The 3-4 item Kramer. EDG still in control, though. This is the second Baron, and I thought they were going to try and force to end it before, but instead going for the methodical victory here. EDG breaking down all doors. And the next one into the living room known as the bottom lane.
All right, this time around, I want to see a proper team fight. That makes a lot of sense.
I don't even think you get to that point. If Scout starts burning down Yuuki, Kramer, the follow-up here from EDG looks to be justified and enough. Like this, ready? Okay.
Good dodge, good dodge.
Didn't connect. You stole a Karma ulti here.
But Eimy's almost down.
Level 16, Jinoo can steal another ult very quickly. Turret slowly burning away here. LGD, even under turret, they're getting poked out themselves.
Someone needs to deal with the cannon.
Yep.
One more shot.
Now Yuuki's low. This is going to be free inhibitor just taken because of the poke damage that came out of this comp. And EDG walking away. I'm not sure what to make of this game so far, but going on, EDG being the shortest winded team here in the LPL, meaning they finish games quickly. They're going towards the top side. I said it was methodical. You can't get more methodical than taking down all 3 inhibitors.
Yeah, they're sitting on a very strong gold lead at this point. If LGD can't find a flank or find any openings that EDG are giving them, can't really do much this time around. I think the key members that EDG do want to focus down are Eimy. Eimy doesn't have a Jiejie. He's actually very suspect to the poke damage coming in from Scout. Scout's finding himself once again in a great angle.
It's such a good position. Eimy at half health once again. Kramer walks forward, and even though the Jace damage is getting less and less due to the time at 31, 32 minutes, the natural defenses being there, EDG playing from all angles here. Teleport available on Jinoo, so it makes sense that he's backing here to teleport back in with Baron buff, with the front line, with an onslaught of shadows, with the crescendo coming through once again. Eimy to dance, Jiejie with the sonic wave, but no connecting, resonating strike. And Yuuki holding down the lines with Kramer, with his turret still being up.
It's a very good idea to go in on that wave, look at the side lanes. LGD have this one golden opportunity to find a kill, or else they're just going to have to back away from this tower. So I like LGD's timings, just unfortunately it didn't work out.
You can't poke them down anymore though, so even though LGD are losing the maximum, they're almost to a 10k gold deficit. The healing from Zoomies is huge. Onslaught of Shadows from Jinoo to try and force the issue even more. You get the knock up here from the jungler. EDG at half health and some core members. And LGD still defending, but Scout still hitting like a brick. And if you hit 3 members, it's even harder for PYL with no mana to heal them up. A Nexus turret drops as well, Clement, and EDG. Methodical sounds right.
Yeah, and Scout has been finding the target over and over again. That's 2 shots on Kramer. Once more, all 3 inhibitors down at this point. Just have patience and wait for the super minions to do the job for you.
They get the shield here from the Karma, from the stolen ulti. Onslaught of Shadows once again. The final chapter comes through. Kramer finds one. It's onto iBoy. There's the healing, but Eimy gets knocked on back as Scout can't find his way in either. Jiejie dies too, and LGD hold on.
That was insane! iBoy actually just falls down in an instant. Did actually pop his Seraphs, but still was evaporated by the damage.
This is the 4-item Zaya. Also the Karma getting to nuke status as well. So you can see why LGD, the longer this goes on, the longer the defense, even with 3 inhibitors exposed, is not a problem because Kramer's getting all those resources anyway.
Yeah, I have to watch that again. I didn't even see how Sona just disappeared from the map. Like, full shielding right here. I saw Lies going, but it seemed like he was trying to target Scout instead. So what happened to iBoy?
It was Kramer. Kramer and Eimy.
Just 2 auto attacks.
And it's a Soda. Remember, Soda just doesn't get to do anything. That was clean. Good defense there from LGD.
Very, very clean. And Meiko is going to have to pay closer attention to his AD carry. Now, we have seen games like this in the past. I remember distinctly EDG versus W in 2018. All 3 inhibitors taken down. It was a 99% chance win for EDG, but somehow W was able to claw it back from the brink.
Yeah.
So this has happened in the LPL. There is precedent.
And a Baron buff coming up in 15 seconds. So whether LGD choose to challenge that at this point doesn't seem likely. But possibilities now, as gold is getting even more irrelevant at this 34-minute mark. And like I said before, that Jace, he's doing damage, but not as much as that early to mid-game. That's where all the gold is right now for EDG. So you start relying on Jinoo, on iBoy to do more, on picks like this from Jiejie and Scout.
Yeah, and I'm surprised how well Kramer has held on to all of his summoners at this point. They've also picked up an Ocean Drake, so it's going to be very difficult to actually, if he can get a bit of distance, go back and forth.
This is where the Yuumi comes into play. They find one. Kramer can throw out the feathers as well. Easy pick here from the supporters. Kramer gets bursted down, but Zoomies is healing half Kramer's health at this point. Impossible to kill him unless everyone jumps on him from EDG. iBoy flashing himself but burning one out of Yuuki. Shield burnt. EDG get the poke once again. Kramer with the heal up. And now the Baron dance begins.
That's perfectly acceptable for LGD. I actually think it was very good, very well positioned from them. Yuuki burning a flash doesn't actually matter that much. The key one is Kramer. As long as Kramer still has his, they can fight.
But you know what? That ward there in the back has done everything from LGD. Now spotting out exactly where Jiejie was and is. They're going to find it, clear it. EDG playing with fire here in the mid lane as LGD happy to push out with Lies keeping up in the side lane.
EDG don't have great engage. Their best way is actually to use the onslaught of shadows, but look at where Lies is. They can't actually get that ultimate. So they like LGD are perfectly happy to play a 4v5 and just dance around EDG's composition at this point.
Lies needs the gold as well. Think about the Hecarim with the serrated Dirk and where he's going to go next, because even then the engage is great. Jinoo looking for one himself onto Eimy, but unable to get the abscond abducted. That's one bit of damage there. Kramer walks forward, threatens the ultimate out of him. And Jinoo going to be fine for now, but doesn't have the Xayah ulti to play with next fight.
You have to remember, this game, LGD was down by 10,000 gold. They're on the brink of clawing this back.
Abscond abduct onto Yuuki. The final traps are going to come through, and Amy's caught out. Mistake here for LGD, who look like they could bring it back. Into the feathers, into the blade caller. Kramer going to fight back with Lies coming into the mix as well. He's trying so damn hard, but EDG, once they're on you, they stick to you like glue. And with Lies coming into the mid lane, there's nothing he can do either. LGD gets smashed and another triple kill for Scout.
And that should just be the clean finish. Once the crescendo was up, instant engage onto the enemy team. You fish around Jinoo for too long, he's going to land one of those abducts sooner or later.
It was a good attempted recovery here from LGD, but at the end of the day, with a lead like that, EDG needed one fight, and one fight only, to clean out this series and recover themselves from their loss streak.
It had to be a lot closer than EDG would have liked it to be. I will say this, though. This is the calmest